Welcome, everyone. We're excited to welcome you to the FOSSI 2024 seminar series. Thank you for joining. I'm Chris Olson, co-founder and executive chair of FOSSI, and this is Dr. Carlos Vasquez, FOSSI's senior vice president of research. We had an amazing year and wanted to give you some highlights of our 2023 academic year. For those of you new to FOSSI, we wanted to explain why FOSSI is so unique as an organization. Founded in 2016 at the Broad Institute of MIT and Harvard, FOSSI was founded to catalyze the scientific field of food allergy science at its core. Under the visionary guidance of our scientific founder, Dr. Ruslan Mezitov, FOSSI has embarked on a remarkable journey dedicated to unraveling the mysteries of allergic responses to foods and their triggers. What truly sets FOSSI apart is the extraordinary network of scientists we have fostered. We have succeeded in catalyzing an exciting and groundbreaking interdisciplinary field of food allergy research, utilizing experts from diverse domains such as neuroscience, immunology, cellular biology, and microbiology. This fusion of knowledge and expertise is at the core of our unique approach to understanding food allergies comprehensively. Our FOSSI network comprises over 100 brilliant scientists spread across 22 esteemed labs in leading institutions across the United States. This collaborative effort enables us to pool resources, share insights, and advance the frontiers of food allergy research collectively. We owe a profound debt of gratitude to our scientists, as well as to our generous donors like you, who have been instrumental in our mission. Your support has enabled us to fund a staggering $37 million in research since our inception. Without your unwavering commitment, FOSSI would not have the resources or the means to make groundbreaking discoveries like we do. This is an exciting slide for me. It's indeed remarkable to reflect on the progress that FOSSI has made over the past academic year. With 49 publications and 2 filed patents, our team has not only advanced scientific knowledge, but also set the stage for exciting new developments in therapeutics. Our publications are not just showcasing our achievements, they serve as beacons, inviting other scientists to join us in the pursuit of knowledge and innovation. As FOSSI, we're passionate about igniting excitement and collaboration with the scientific community. With 49 publications, more than just papers, they represent the collective efforts of our dedicated scientists and the generosity of our donors. We are truly grateful for them and all the work and support and drug discovery that they have done. Within FOSSI, we have 3 main areas of focus that have evolved over our existence. The food gut-brain axis is a critical area of research in the field of immunology and neuroscience. This axis essentially refers to the bidirectional communication between the gut and the brain, which influences various physiological processes, including immunity, digestion, and mental health. The microbes in your guts play a pivotal role in the communication and influence brain function and behavior. Food allergies are a growing concern. The increase in prevalence is partially attributed to environmental factors and dietary changes. Some studies suggest that our modern diet, hygiene practices, and reduced exposures to certain microbes could be altering our microbiota, leading to an increase in autoimmune and inflammatory disorders. This correlation between the rise of certain diseases such as ADHD, Parkinson's, food allergies, autoimmune diseases, with changes in our environment and diet is a topic of active research. We are looking beyond traditional methods of treatment and put together a team of scientists to pioneer breakthroughs in the field. Having renowned scientists like Dr. Ruslan Mezitov and others on board is a significant advantage. Their work has significantly contributed to our understanding of the immune system, the nervous system, and how this system interacts together. Their interaction between the immune and the nervous system is indeed at the crux of many diseases. Our team is not only making significant discoveries and understanding this complex relationship, but working on translating these findings into practical applications, such as drug discovery. The potential to alleviate or even cure ailments through modulating and understanding this axis could revolutionize healthcare. You'll hear more about this area both in our translational studies as well as what we're doing within the neuroimmune system from Dr. Vasquez. So I'm going to talk about 3 areas within the field of immunology. I'm just going to cover them just to give you the comprehensive view that FOSSI, how we think about things. Because I think what's unique about FOSSI is that we are not just a grant maker. We actually bring people together to collaborate, as I showed you on the other slide. But we do it where we've mapped out it from the very beginning of what's in the food to the end of anaphylaxis and what comes in between, which is in the gut-brain interaction. And what you're looking at on this slide is a lining of the gut. And this is where the food or anything else would come in, an immune system and nervous system. And these are some of our scientists that work on allergen sensing. And so when my son was originally diagnosed, I wanted to stop thinking just about anaphylaxis and think about how is the food being detected and how can we stop that detection? And this is exactly what's happening in allergen sensing. What we have to do is we have to think about the human gut in general, which is both a marvel and a mystery. It has a surface area about the size of a tennis court, and it perceives the outside world through the food that we eat. It has to take in these compounds, decide what is nutritious, what is not nutritious, and make a decision to keep it or get rid of it. And this is what our FOSSI scientists have come up with the food quality control mechanism. And it's this mechanism that we think has gone in excess that results in food allergies. It's a mechanism that includes smell, taste, and sensing cells within the gut as well. So this focus on the principles of food and what specific components may trigger sensitization versus tolerance is a fundamental aspect of food allergy research. Collaboration with plant chemists to explore dietary chemicals and their interaction in the gut is an exciting area of investigation. And these discoveries should shed light on the mechanisms behind the start of food allergic reactions and the development of what we call as sensitization or food allergies. Dr. Wang has a forthcoming paper on the environment and dietary factors contributing to the increase in food allergies since the 1950s. It underscores the importance of examining the broader context of modernization and its impact in health. Exploring how changes in our environment and diet have influenced the rise of food allergies and autoimmune diseases is crucial for addressing these issues. Central to this is the food-gut-brain axis and its interaction with the gut microbiota, which is a microbiome, which is a diverse ecosystem filled with trillions of microorganisms residing in the digestive tract. Our research into the microbiome and its role in breaking down plant products and regulating pro-inflammatory and anti-inflammatory responses is cutting edge. Understanding the microbiome interaction with the gut environment and identifying what it needs to promote a healthy balance is vital to the area of study. Dysbiosis, or an imbalance in gut microbiota, have been linked to increased susceptibility to allergic diseases. Another area is core immunology. And this is, as some of you know when you look at this is basically anaphylaxis. Oh, too far. Sorry. And unfortunately, some of us have experienced it ourselves or with our child or with a friend. And what we want to do within FOSSI is stop this reaction from ever occurring. And so this area helps identify specific allergens that trigger reactions and understand how the immune system recognizes and reacts to these substances. This knowledge will be essential for diagnosing allergies accurately and developing effective treatment strategies. These insights can also support a trend towards personalized medicine for those with allergies as well, by understanding an individual's specific immune responses to allergens. Healthcare providers can tailor these treatments for better outcomes. And then this area is as you can see here, we have multiple scientists working in the food, gut, brain. We have immunologists, clinicians, neuroscientists, mucosal immunology specialists as well. And the food, gut, brain axis is a complex of network communications between all these different systems that play a pivotal role in maintaining homeostasis, regulate immune responses, and influence our emotional and cognitive states. Carlos will talk to you about some of this, but food allergies in general are characterized by immune system hypersensitivity to specific dietary proteins. Research indicates that the gut microbiota can influence the immune responses, modulating this, both within the immune system being hyperactive, as well as triggering inflammatory signals from the guts that impact cognitive function and mood, which can potentially exacerbate an allergic symptom. Anxiety, depression are common physiological changes, psychological changes faced by individuals with food allergies. The food gut brain axis can contribute to these emotional struggles. Aberrations in this axis can influence the production of neurotransmitters, neuropeptides, which can affect this mood and behavior. This emergent field of research is essential to our understanding of food allergies and their psychological consequences as well. And here we'll introduce Dr. Vasquez to go ahead and give us some more information about what we're looking at specifically and some highlights from 2023.
Well, thank you, Chris. I'm really excited to have the opportunity to talk about the remarkable work that the FASI network has been doing over the last year. If you think about it, 49 publications in just 1 year is really a reflection of how effective and productive this team has been over just a single year. Really, the way I think about it is this team is leaving no rocks unturned when it comes to the understanding of food allergies. As a scientist, I would love to spend the entire time talking about all the details of the 49 publications that are so exciting to me, but I know that would not be a preference to our audience, and we have limited time. So what I'll do instead is to really walk through 3 publications that highlight the 3 different areas of research that you communicated earlier. I know we have a diverse audience, so I'll just try to put it in context and try to simplify the summary. So hopefully you guys can appreciate as much as I appreciate this amazing work. We all know that our immune system is designed to really protect us from foreign objects. This is why when we face a bacteria or a virus, our immune system can get activated to react and protect us from those viruses. Interestingly, if you think about it, food could be also considered as a foreign object because it's not inherently found in our system. And so the question is, how does our system and our bodies generate tolerance to those food molecules so that we don't react to them? And as Ruslan likes to say, our gut has 2 conflicting functions. Is a nutrient absorber, but it also serve as a barrier to harmful substances. And our gut needs to identify when something is good for us and absorb it as a nutrient, or it needs to detect it and react to it and get rid of it as soon as possible. So with food molecules, our gut needs to, in other words, be taught to tolerate the substances so that it doesn't promote an allergic reaction. So exciting work from Daniel Musita, Dr. Daniel Musita and his group at Rockefeller University. They use animal models for food allergy, and they show how a subset of important immune cells that we call CD4 T cells in specific areas of the gut contribute to the critical process of tolerance to those food molecules. how do they get retrained so that the molecules, so we don't react to those molecules. However, under inflammatory conditions, they also show how the balance and the repertoire of those cells gets modified and reshaped so that our gut is not as protective, and that is a challenge. But understanding this balance and changes in the repertoire of these very important immune cells, as you can imagine, is key, and it's very important to us in our mission as FASI to try to understand, but could leverage this information to start thinking about how do we intervene with the disease, for example, as targeting this type of cells and this type of processes. So we are very excited. Obviously, not all the work is completed, but a lot of great information that we're learning every day. In the gut-brain axis research pillar, this I personally think is one of the most elegant and exciting publications I've seen over the last few years. And this is work by our scientific founder, Ruslan Mesitov, as Chris mentioned. And one of the things that I like, it really adds to the growing evidence of the amazing bidirectional communication between the gut and the brain during allergic reactions. Something that, as you know, and as Chris mentioned, it's a very important area of understanding for us at FASI. You probably experience feelings of nausea or avoidance when you encounter an allergen, even if you don't eat it, even if you don't ingest the allergen. And when your body doesn't know how to tolerate something that you're ingesting, it needs to find other mechanisms to protect you. One of such mechanisms is really avoidance. And what was extremely interesting from this work that Ruslan and his laboratory at Yale University did was to understand and dissect the mechanism where he showed that our immune system is actually at the core, is at the center part of the initiation of that avoidance mechanism. Specifically, and many of you in the audience that understand food allergies and unfortunately have allergies, always think about one antibody as a bad antibody, right? IgEs, if the IgEs are high, that is a problem. What Ruslan and his team showed is that actually these antibodies, the IgE antibodies, that drive the production of allergic responses. They're also responsible for initiating this process of avoidance by sending signals to the brain, to specific areas of the brain that develop this feeling of nausea and avoidance. And therefore, in a different way, in an indirect way, protect you from getting exposure to the allergen. So very new information, very exciting. And I imagine there's a lot more that we're going to learn in these pathways as the team continues to investigate further. As we mentioned, translational research, not only the understanding, but starting to think closer to humans and how do we move closer to intervention is very important. And this great work by Sarita Patel and her team at MGH really start looking at oral immunotherapy. As many of you know, oral immunotherapy is a process of aiming to desensitize people by really giving a small increment of doses of the allergen. And unfortunately, what we know by oral immunotherapy is that not everyone reacts the same way and responds the same way. Some people respond better than others. Ideally, identifying why some people react better than others is key, could be really open the door to start developing more targeted therapies that allow everyone to react the same way or a better way. So what Sarita Patel and her team did in this great study was to identify antibodies that in patients that react better to oral immunotherapy, identify a specific subset of antibodies that are associated with that better response. And those antibodies show that they were capable to more effectively neutralize the allergen. And so a lot more work to be done, but it's very exciting to see that you can start to tease out the molecules and the pathways and signatures from patients, directly humans, in patients that have food allergies, that tells you that there's something that makes them respond better to OIT. So if we understand this better, hopefully we can leverage this information to generate better therapies. So again, 49 publications, love to go through all of them. Really productive year for the team. And just so excited about what's to come next. So in the interest of time, however, I'll just touch on some of the things that we're doing in 2024. We won't have time to go through everything, but as Chris mentioned, we take a 360-degree view of food allergies. And it is important for us to really understand all the aspects of food allergy at its core in order to solve and to generate transformative intervention for food allergies. So we're funding this work, and we're looking forward to expanding every day, looking forward to expanding the understanding of food allergies by bringing in more people and funding them so that we can be successful in our mission to generate a world without food allergies. So this is an important area that we're going to continue to fund and invest in and continue to work. But at a high level, I want everyone to know that we're very focused as we move forward. We've generated a plan where we are not only understanding, it's not only about understanding, it's about understanding, translating, and also intervention and intervene. How do we translate and intervene from this crucial sets of information? So two main key areas and central part of our efforts, in addition to continue to understand, is translational research and drug discovery. And we're very excited about in translational research. We're already making great progress in understanding the disease at a very high resolution in humans. And in fact, Dr. Ramnik Xavier, who's leading some of these efforts, have already done and the team have done a very interesting work to really look at the single cell level, how the compositions of the cells in the gut are influenced by food allergies. And so he's actually you're gonna hear more about this in one of our upcoming seminars, some of the work that he's and the team are already completing. And we are already also designing a very comprehensive study moving forward afterwards. Hopefully those studies are extremely exciting because biomarkers and signatures out of those studies are the key to allow us to transition into generating differentiated and transformational therapies. More importantly, and something very close to my heart, is really drug discovery and how do we intervene. I know there's many patients out there and we need to find a solution. So we are, for the first time, FASI has initiated what we call the Drug Discovery Accelerator, which would allow us to achieve, as Chris mentioned in our mission, to get to the cure, we need to be very active and direct. And so with the Drug Discovery Accelerator would allow us to more directively and effectively start generating intervention therapies for food allergies. So stay tuned for those areas. We're going to talk about the Drug Discovery Accelerator as well in one of the upcoming seminars. So we'll tell you all about it. Unfortunately, we don't have time to go into all those details, but we want you to know what's coming so that you can stay tuned. It is important, as we've been saying, I think since Chris has been saying this since 2016, it's important to understand food allergy at its core in order to find transformative solution. And that's why this year we've actually generated a seminar series called A Journey to a Cure, where we intend to walk through all the aspect and the progression of food allergies, all the way from the initial sensitization to the anaphylaxis reaction and everything in between, but also how do we transform this understanding into therapies. So we're going to cover all of this through the year, and we really hope that you can join us through the seminars. We will actually start, we believe that it's important to start to really, by really identifying the key unmet need. And we're lucky to have one of our board members, Dr. Eric Edwards, who has been a developer of therapies and products for the allergy community, to talk about the unmet need as our first seminar. So please stay tuned. Really excited to walk through all of these seminars in the upcoming year. And I'll pass it back to Chris.
Thank you, Carlos. We have so much to cover, but not enough time. But that was great. So thank you. As 2024 approaches us, and our research expands, it's essential to maintain this holistic view, incorporating these various disciplines and approaches. This interplay between diet, environment, health is multifaceted, and unraveling this complex web can help us really understand food allergies and hopefully lead to all preventions and cures. We invite you to follow us on social media, spread the word about our work. I always tell everyone we're great at science, not as good at social media, but as expected a little bit as we're scientists. And thank you all for your donations. And we are happy to take questions now, and I can read them. The Q&A is probably the best place to put them in. And Carlos, maybe you can stop sharing. Oh, very nice. No, congratulations on all your outstanding work going on at FOSSI. You have so much to be proud of. If you have time, please let us know the best way to donate to FOSSI. Also, could you please explain how donations are dispersed among the scientists you've mentioned today? Good questions. On our website, you can donate there, and thank you for the comment. Actually, you can email us as well at info@foodallergyscience.org, and we can talk to you more about particular areas of science you might be interested in donating in. And the donations, so 100% of everyone's donations goes directly to our science. So we don't use any for any indirect or overhead expenses, which is good because we have a donor who has supplied that for us. And how we split it up is basically it goes along with the area of research, the intensity of that research, and kind of what is the most urgent to do at this time. We're always looking every single year. We're mapping out a plan and deciding what we need to really get done to get to that next step. And we make those decisions as we follow the science on a year-to-year basis. But everyone there is funded by us. Okay. I'm so excited about your endeavors. Any focus on oral allergy syndrome? My daughter, for instance, unable to eat any fresh vegetables and fruit other than onion, lettuce, and herbs, plus a whole host of food allergies. Sorry to hear that. We do. So we think in general, and Carlos answer at any time as well, we think in general that food allergies, and when we talked about the sensing, so you have sensing within your mouth, within your guts, all of your body, smell, taste, this kind of food quality control mechanism is the basis for not only oral allergy syndrome, but food allergies as well as intolerances, and probably leads to very similar diseases within celiac and IBD as well. We also do a lot of work on atopic disease, eczema, and we do a lot of work on EOE as well, and found some outstanding biomarkers there for EOE with Dr. Wayne Schaufler and Dr. Christopher Love as well. So the nice part about our work that we've done over the years is that it's not just simply, we are called the food allergy science, it's actually much broader and has really opened up not only food allergy, but all types of allergic disease around it. And also, as we talked about environment and dietary changes in one of the slide, that's an area of what we call food chemistry, but it's really a food gut brain interaction that is the basis of a lot of inflammatory type diseases that will really open up medicine in general, even outside of food allergies and health as well. And if the offending food has a natural fat content like peanut, other nuts, but the treatment for food allergy does not contain fat like Palforzori OIT, does that matter, or are you all the allergens in the non-fatty part? You want to answer that, Carlos? I see you sitting up. You're still muted. So, oh, go on.
Sorry, Chris. I was that I was looking at the question on the other side. Does not contain fat but forcing. Yes, the nature of the allergen and what specifically it triggers is it's a very important area of investigation. Actually, in fact, one of the areas, as Chris mentioned, Andrew Wong and many of the other investigators have been looking at specific molecules that drive these effects, not only being the allergen, but as we think about it, as the team thinks about it, more of kind of an adjuvant effects where other molecules within food, not the actual specific allergen, could be priming your system, your neuroimmune systems, to when they get exposed to an allergen, now they're more primed to exacerbate this reaction. So as you said, non-fatty acids and other things that are not the actual allergen is an area of investigation. We do not have an answer yet to that. It's something that is actively under investigation right now. There's a lot of hints, but I'm not gonna say that the answer has been completely uncovered, but I think the team has been making great progress in that area.
Yeah, I would say that it's more the protein that's responsible for that allergic reaction and not the fats. One thing that we found is if you boil peanuts versus roast them, it presents a different allergenic type in mice, and they might not react to boiled peanuts, but they react to the roasted peanuts. And here in the US, we do have more food allergies for peanuts, and we roast, where in Asia they have less, and they treat the peanut slightly differently. So for Palfazori in general, it works for OIT, doesn't need the fat component for it, which is what I think the question you're asking. And so it is something for OIT that you do not need that part of it. You just need the protein. And there'll be future therapies probably related just specifically for that are smaller molecules that are just hopefully just the protein that can stop the allergic reaction, but not actually elicit a response. And that's an area of interest. We are officially out of time. But Carlos, thanks for showing us some research that was done in 2023 and direction of 2024 where it's going. And we appreciate all of you joining us today. And we hope to see you next month. Have a good day. Bye-bye.